It is a roar to recognize. I'm Justin Valentine from Motor City Sports Talk. The roar is we are looking to highlight the superstars, the local superstars that we have in the sports world here in the state of Michigan. And we're going to start at the U of M Dearborn women's basketball team. And we are going to go with their senior star, Rajane Wells. Rajane, thank you so much for joining me here. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, yes. Rajane Wells, listen, I have been calling U of M Dearborn basketball for a while now. Your entire career has been an honor to call your games, the energy, the spark that you bring to the team. And I brought you on because of your most recent accomplishment. Of course, you had an early senior day because of scheduling purposes, but you also reached 1,000 career points, becoming the first U of M Dearborn women's basketball player to do so since 2014. Personally speaking, an accomplishment like that, what does that mean to you?
It's huge, especially coming off like the COVID year and not playing. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get back into basketball and things
Right.
like that. And I knew it was just kind of rough at the beginning of my senior season because I didn't feel exactly like the player that I was my junior year. Taking that year off, you kind of forget how to play organized
Sure.
basketball and stuff like that, and just trying to find my flow again.
Yeah.
I think that was so big, and to reach that accomplishment on senior night was huge, and it really made me realize, like, well, first of all, it was huge, and then it's my last year of playing
Yeah.
basketball, so it meant so much to me. It meant so
Well,
much.
and you mentioned the COVID season. Of course, COVID got in the way of everything in the world, especially sports. And a lot of the focus was on the college sports. Like you said, you lose a year. You also dealt with a coaching change within that as well. It went from Sweeney to Bowers. Talk about the challenges, the combination of a coaching change, but also the COVID situation of stepping away from the game and then coming back.
Well, for the coaching change, I think it was nice that Brooke was the assistant coach, Coach Bowers. So we kind of are already used to like her coaching style. I think some things that changed and we really like I guess valued even more. She was always a defensive coach, so I think our team has really grown on focusing on the little things for sure, absolutely. And then for like the COVID year, that was really hard. It was really hard watching other teams in our conference play,
Yeah.
and we couldn't. And I think one of the biggest things I struggled with, but I ended up getting better, was like staying in shape. And it's
Mhm.
hard to stay like motivated when you don't know if you're gonna play again,
Right.
especially being a senior when you really could just graduate and go on with your life. I decided to come back, and I'm really happy that I made the decision to come back.
What kind of things did you do while you were off? Again, you were watching the other teams play, but you wanted to stay in shape because you knew you were going to be back at some point, right? So what did you turn to keep yourself in shape and keep yourself in basketball shape?
Um, Who? Well, I it was a lot of motivation because you kind of get being a student athlete, you don't really have time for anything else but school and sports. Like
Right.
I know a lot of my teammates and things like that. We started getting jobs and we were working, and that was taking up some of our time too. But I would just do little things. My sister helped me too because she's a retired student athlete, so we kind of worked out with each other. Her just
Awesome.
staying in shape in life, and me trying to get back in my basketball shape. So I think she helped me a lot. And I was just trying to go to the gym before work every day, just knowing that if I came back and I wasn't in shape, I was for sure gonna feel it. So I
Yeah,
think I was just yeah, a little nervous about that part.
it's
So
already takes such a toll on your body. So if you're not ready for it, it's gonna be a challenge. Uh,
exactly.
let's talk about this season though, right? So early on, at least in WAC play, you guys were, fighting for just a spot in the WAC tournament. Just like that, you go on a 5-game win streak recently that just recently came to an end, but that was enough to get you well into the WAC tournament picture. What changed? Where did that 5-game win streak come from?
I think I know at the beginning we were like, it was just the fact of being like off that COVID year.
Yeah.
That of course we were gonna have some setbacks at the beginning of the year, because of that. And I just feel like I don't know how I think we went on a tournament trip to Penn State,
Yeah.
and we played the same team twice. And I think it was almost kind of like a mini learning experience because they beat us the first time, but our mindset like switched and changed, and we were like, there's no way we're gonna be, twice by the same
Sure.
team within like 2 days. So I feel like that, and after that new year came, we kind of, went off. And I think we all just, truly like bought into the process, and I guess understood more about what Coach Bowers was coming from and things like that. And I feel like we started playing team basketball more. I think we noticed that like when everyone gets involved, everyone's scoring points, taking the same amount of shots, that's when we win.
Definitely.
And we follow that trend recently a lot. And yeah, that's why we have the 5-game winning streak and have moved up. And because
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of the year, we were a little nervous about, even placing, but it's just crazy because all these teams like, came to our home, and, we had those losses, but then we went out and we've had all
Yep.
road games and done great. So
You
it's
took
kind
care
of
of
crazy.
business. I know. I only call the home games there, and I'm a little upset that I'm missing this 5-game win streak. But it's I just want to see the team succeed. It's cool. We'll take
Yeah,
it.
we're so, man.
We'll
Oh my
take
God.
it. So you mentioned like at first you were just worried about getting seated, right? And now you are. What is your mindset at now? You got a spot in that WAC tournament. How do you switch that mindset into we're in now? We just got to win.
Um, I think being a senior kind of is big. It's my last time playing. We also have 4 seniors on the team, and you kind of just want to leave it all out there. And I think a big thing, especially for even the seniors who came my junior year, and Sydney and I, since we came here our sophomore year, we've lost like the first game of our conference like every year. And I
Yeah,
just think we're at the point where we just don't want that to happen.
for sure.
And I think we're all like the whole team is still bought into the process and things like that. And I feel that since that we just can't take it for granted because we know where we were at the beginning of the year and we've come so far that I think we won't let anything, hold us back from being successful in the WAC tournament.
All right, before I let you get out of here, you reached without 1,000 career points outside of yourself, of course. Give me like 2 or 3 people that you have to thank to help you get there within your college career.
I mean, 2 or 3. Oh, I would say I guess I would just say my family in general. Like, I didn't reach 1,000 points in high school, but I think it's really cool that I did in college. Like my dad coached me like all through high school, and my parents have coached me all through elementary and things like that. So they've always pushed me and always had me in the gym and stuff like that. And my sister is like my biggest like supporter and competitor since we're like 2 years in age. Like
Sure,
in my
sure.
freshman year, we actually played against each other in college, which is pretty big. So she's always pushed me in that way. And then I think like like coming from Dearborn, from my previous school,
Yeah.
I think with the coaching staff, they just really like encouraged me, and I didn't really get that encouragement like my freshman year, and they just let me play how I play. And like they didn't force me to do anything. I was like comfortable, but they would help me grow with whatever I was doing then. So I feel like that made me more confident in myself and my game.